Hi, afternoon adventurers. It's Marnie and Fumble the dog. And guess what? Today we're going to Chicago. How exciting. Football Freddy and Fumble the dog game day in Chicago. This is what I love about my books. You can just take a tour of any city that you want just by picking them up. So today, let's go to Chicago. That sounds like fun. Dedicated to Chicago fans everywhere, or just football fans. What they say in Chicago is bear down, because they're called the Bears. Hi, my name is Freddie, and this is my trusty companion, Fumble. We're on our way to Soldier Field to watch the Bears play, or as they say here, da Bears. First, though, my friend Pilar will show us around some of the sights here in Chicago. She's a Chicago native, a Chicagoan, and she loves her city. Our first stop is Millennium Park. Look at all the people walking around and taking in the sights. Millennium Park has won lots of awards for its accessibility and design. Pilar shows us a sculpture called Cloud Gate. Fumble really loves how shiny it is. Chicago is known as the Windy City for all the wind that comes off Lake Michigan. Some say it's also because of all the politicians in the city. Make sure you're bundled up, Fumble. We don't want to catch a cold and miss the game today. There are so many great colleges here in Chicago. One that's not on this map, though, is the Second City Comedy Improv. Pilar thinks you'd fit in well there, Fumble. You're such a natural comedian. Other nicknames for Chicago are called the City of Broad Shoulders, My Kind of Town, and the Second City. Chicago is the biggest city in the state of Illinois. One of the most famous people from Illinois is Abraham Lincoln. There's a statue of him here in Chicago's Lincoln Square. Even though he wasn't born in Illinois, he lived here and served as a U.S. House of Representatives member for Illinois before becoming elected president. Abraham Lincoln was president all through the American Civil War and signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Pilar wants to be just like him when she's older. Another thing Chicago is known for is its skyscrapers. The very first skyscraper in the world was built here, all the way back in 1885. The Willis Tower was used to be called the Sears Tower, and that was the tallest skyscraper in the world for 25 years. One of Pilar's favorite places to take visitors is the observation deck at the John Hancock Building. It lets you see the whole skyline. Pilar is so fearless. Heights don't bother her at all. Let's stretch our legs and go for a walk along the Navy Pier. It's over 3,000 feet long on Lake Michigan's shoreline. There are gardens, museums, and other attractions. I think my favorite is the anchor on display from the USS Chicago. Pilar's favorite part of the Navy Pier is the Centennial Wheel. It's a Ferris wheel that's almost 200 feet tall. Time to do a little shopping. There's no better place for it than along Chicago's Magnificent Mile. This mile-long stretch in Chicago's downtown has tons of beautiful luxury stores and fine dining. Pilar likes to come here to window shop and try on the latest fashions. Looking good, Fumble. Famous Chicago blues musicians include Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Bo Diddley, and Willie Dixon. The Art Institute of Chicago is one of the oldest and largest museums in the United States. It has over 300,000 works of art. Wow, and 30 special exhibitions. This one is called A Sunday Afternoon on the Grand Jetée by Georges Seurat. This is what they did on Sundays before football, Fumble. Let's take a picture, Pilar. It looks like it'll look great on my Instagram feed. I love this painting. It's beautiful. And I think it is what they used to do on Sundays. They would sit by the water and enjoy their Sundays. And before they had football, that's what they would do. Now on Sundays, we can watch football. The Garfield Park Conservatory is one of the largest conservatories in the United States. It's beautiful and full of many plants, some of which are very unique. It's a great place to visit when it's cold outside. Pilar's favorite room in here is the palm room. There are over 7 different types of palm trees here. It takes so much work to grow and care for palm trees. The gardeners here are truly amazing. It's time to eat. But we need to keep our strength up in order to cheer for the home team all through the game. Lucky for us, there's no shortage of great food here in Chicago. Pilar brought us some Chicago-style hot dogs to try. Just look at all the toppings on them. Fumble other favorite foods include Chicago-style deep pizza and Chicago mixed popcorn, which is my favorite. Caramel and cheese mixed together. They call it the Chicago mix. It's delicious. Let's dig in before paying our respects at the Soldier Field mural. Soldier Field is one of the most beautiful football stadiums in the world, and it's very old, and it's named after soldiers that served our military. So thank you. It's game time, people. So people from all over Chicago are dedicated to their sports teams. They also have baseball, basketball, and hockey teams. It's great to see so many people out here on game day cheering for their home team. Fans are the best. Whether you're rooting for the Bears or not, it's always fun to cheer on the home team. Let's see, they also have the Cubs, the White Sox, the Bulls, and the Blackhawks. Go Chicago. The Chicago Bears colors are navy blue and orange. The Chicago Bears are one of the oldest teams in the National Football League. They were founded all the way back in 1920. Look down there, Fumble. The quarterback made a short pass, and now they're going to run the football all the way to the end zone. Pilar is jumping up and down with excitement. That means 6 points for the Bears. The home team is still in the lead, and now it's halftime. But we need to keep up the momentum. So let's see. We'll keep our lead. For halftime, they're doing something special. Chicago's firefighters and police officers are helping honor George Stanley Halas, the founder of the team. He is one of Pilar's role models. She says that he had great words of wisdom, like no one who ever gave his best regretted it. Oh, that's true. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Halas. We did it. The Bears held them off to win the game. Soon, we'll be doing the Super Bowl shuffle again. It's possible. George Allen helped populate the term nickel defense during his time with the Bears. It's been another great day here in Chicago, Fumble. We need to remember to write a thank you note to Pilar for showing us around her city. XOXO, that's football language, but it also means hugs and kisses. Football Freddy and Fumble the dog. Now, this book is very special to me because Pilar is my best friend's daughter, and they live in Chicago, and I've had the opportunity to share lots of wonderful, fun times in the city of Chicago with them. And Pilar is a college student, and she's a great girl, and she loves Chicago, so she was a perfect fit to be my tour guide in the city of Chicago. And this book is also dedicated to my mother, who is a very important person in my life. So thank you, Mom.